This is a story that takes us back decades before controversy engulfed Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor to a time when he was exploring a very different identity. In 1995, he released a photography book presenting it as a deeply personal project, a window into his world through the lens of a camera. According to reporting by the Los Angeles Times, the project aimed to showcase what he described as his instinctive aesthetic eye, but the reaction would be far from what he expected. At the time, Andrew was reportedly encouraged by professionals, including photographer Gene Noken, who worked closely with him to refine his craft. The book, titled Photographs, Andrew, Duke of York, featured black and white images of royal life, including candid moments of family members and public figures. He described it as a small slice of autobiography, emphasizing that it was created as a photographer, not as a royal figure. But critics were quick to respond, and not kindly. Reviews were brutal. The Los Angeles Times reportedly labeled the collection sad and pathetic, while photography experts questioned both the technical quality and artistic value of the images. What was intended as an artistic statement quickly turned into a public relations embarrassment. Particular attention fell on images of a young Prince Harry. Critics pointed out awkward framing, poor lighting, and composition flaws. According to the British Journal of Photography, experts described the images as technically very poor, even suggesting that editing could not salvage them. The criticism didn't just target aesthetics, it raised deeper questions about whether the project relied more on status than skill. Even Andrew himself appeared to acknowledge the backlash. In interviews, he admitted the photographs weren't particularly brilliant, attempting to downplay expectations. He suggested circumstances during the shoots affected the results, but the damage to the project's reception had already been done. What was meant to highlight creativity instead became a widely mocked moment. Years later, this forgotten episode is resurfacing, but in a very different context. Following his widely reported association with Jeffrey Epstein, scrutiny around Andrew intensified globally. Past controversies, including the photography book, are now being revisited as part of a broader reassessment of his public life and legacy. Interestingly, comparisons are now being drawn with Brooklyn Beckham, whose 2017 photography book, What I See, also faced heavy criticism. His work, including captions that were widely mocked online, reignited debates about celebrity privilege in creative industries. Publisher Random House defended the project, but critics remained unconvinced. The parallels between the two stories highlight a recurring pattern. When high-profile figures step into creative fields, their work is often judged not just on merit, but on perception. In both cases, the criticism was sharp, public, and enduring. For Andrew, however, the resurfacing of this episode comes at a time when his reputation faces far more serious challenges. What began as a personal passion project has now become part of a larger narrative, one that blends ambition, criticism, and controversy. The photography book, once dismissed and forgotten, is now being re-examined through the lens of everything that followed. And as public attention continues to revisit past moments, the story of Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor serves as a reminder. In the world of public figures, even the most unexpected chapters can return, reshaped by time and context.